Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Know Your Verbs. My name is Alicia, and in this episode we're going to talk about the verb move. Let's look at the basic meaning of the verb move. So the basic definition of the verb move is to go to a different place or a different condition. Let's look at the conjugations of this verb. Present, move, moves. Past, moved. Past participle, moved. Progressive, moving. Now let's talk about some additional meanings of this verb. So the first additional meaning for today is to persuade or to prompt someone to do something. Some examples of this. We were moved to act when we saw the destruction after the disaster. The documentary moved me to volunteer in my community. So in both of these examples, we use the verb moved, in this case, to explain being prompted to do something. In the first example sentence, I said we were moved to act. Moved to act means like to take action, to do something, because of a disaster. So in this case, the speaker saw like disaster, the horrible damage from a disaster, and the speaker and someone else were moved. They were persuaded or prompted to take action. So in the second example sentence, we see the same thing. The documentary moved me to volunteer in my community. So here we see the same pattern, moved plus the infinitive form, moved to act, moved to volunteer in my community. So in this case, I was moved to volunteer in my community because of a documentary. So the documentary prompted me or persuaded me to volunteer. So we can use move to mean like pushed us or persuaded us to do something. So meaning two is to activate emotions or feelings. Examples of this second meaning. The movie moved me to tears. We were so moved by your generosity. So here we're using moved to refer to an activation of our emotions. So in the first example sentence, the movie moved me to tears. So in this case, moved me to tears is like it moved me so much. It activated my emotions so much that I began to cry. So actually that's a common set expression, moved me to tears. So something was so like emotionally charged that I began to cry as a result. So in the second example sentence, we were so moved by your generosity, it means your generosity, so the listener, did something very generous, and that caused the speaker to feel strong emotions, or their emotions kind of were activated or stirred or roused. So in these example sentences, moved refers to strong emotional responses to something. The third meaning is to make a formal proposal for something. So we use move to suggest something. It's often used in like law or maybe in like legal proceedings, but we can use it as well in casual situations if we want to make the proposal seem more formal somehow. So examples. I moved to end this discussion. He moved to postpone the next meeting for a week. So here, in the first example sentence, I moved to end the discussion. It means I propose that we end the discussion. But to say I move sounds more formal, actually, kind of more legal a bit. In the second example sentence, he moved to postpone the next meeting for a week. We're seeing moved used to mean propose. Again, he proposed that we postpone the meeting, in other words. So propose is fine, but you could substitute that, like he proposed we postpone the meeting, or I propose we end this discussion. But move just has kind of a more legal sound to it. The fourth meaning I want to talk about in this episode is to change residence, or to change your house, in other words. Examples. I'm thinking about moving this summer. Have you ever moved to a new city? So here, move just means move your house, but we only use move. We don't say move apartment or move house. Maybe in British English, move house is used, but in American English, we just use move. I need to move, or I have to move, or I hate moving, for example. So just use move to mean changing your house. And Usually from the context, from the discussion, we can understand which type of move is meant. It doesn't mean that you're taking your house and you're moving your house somewhere. It means that you are taking your body. So you are moving your body to a new residence, a new home, and going there. So, to move. Let's talk about some variations of the verb to move. So, the first variation is to move products. To move products. This means to sell things or to have transactions in something. Some examples. The sales team has been moving a lot of merchandise lately. We need to move a lot of inventory next month. So these example sentences mean sell something. So the sales team has been moving a lot of merchandise means the sales team has been selling a lot of things, has been like doing transactions of some kind. In the second example sentence, we need to move a lot of inventory next month means we need to sell a lot of things from our inventory. But we just use the verb move to kind of make that shorter. So instead of we need to sell a lot of products, we can say we need to move a lot of inventory instead. Those are a few new, maybe, meanings of the verb move. If you have any questions or if you want to try to make a sentence with this verb, please feel free to do so in the comment section. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other good resources. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Know Your Verbs, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! I don't really have any other variations, but just a couple of like pop culture references. Like we see the verb move, like in Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi says to the stormtroopers, he has that famous line, like, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Move along, move along. It's like, so he's referring to kind of like that, like, you know, move your bodies or like leave from this place. There is a meaning of this verb, which is like to leave or to depart somewhere. But I think that like we can understand that pretty much with just the basic form of the verb to move. Like, let's move, you know, let's go, in other words. So, but the same thing in Obi-Wan's line, like, move along, move yourself. Yeah, there is that. To move out. To move out of a place means to leave a residence. So to move out of an apartment, to move out of a house means to leave that apartment or to leave that house. So I'm moving out of my apartment. We could say that, or I'm moving to a new house. I'm moving out of my apartment.